Hyundai sold more than 15,000 copies of Creta last month in Feb 2024, which speaks volumes about how successful the car is and how much it is loved by people. But that said, Hyundai wanted to go overboard and also cater a special variant for the extra enthusiast in us. And that's why we have this N-line with us, which has loads of cosmetic changes. But apart from that, the suspension is stiffened for that extra sharper handling, and it also gets a heavier steering. But the coolest part is, it is just expensive by 30,000 rupees over the normal top-end non-N-line, which makes complete sense to go for this over the normal counterpart. I will tell you during the course of the video exactly why. Speaking of the aesthetic changes, first thing that you'll notice is the grille is now smaller and it is sharper. You have the inline badging in every possible place, front, rear, left and right. There is also the Hyundai logo, which is now embossed inside the front camera itself. There is red treatment in the front of the car. Of course, the ADAS 2.0 sensor remains. Speaking of the mechanical changes, the biggest change here in the N-line is now you get a 1.5 litre turbo petrol engine, which is made into a 6-speed manual transmission, which is going to be a delight to the enthusiast community. You of course get the 7-speed DCT, which is retained. Speaking of the power output, this produces 160 PS and 253 Nm of torque. The 0 to 100 km/h acceleration is 8.9 seconds flat out. I've been a big fan of the way Hyundai designs their alloys, and I absolutely love the way how the 18-inch alloys of this N-line are designed. They're super striking, sharp diamond cut alloys. And of course you get red treatment here, and even in the side skirts you have red treatment in this car. There's a 360-degree camera, of course, which you get in the normal Hyundai Creta as well. What's interesting is you get a fabulous super duper sporty rear spoiler along with the shark fin antenna there, and you have this rear stop lamp, rear wiper, rear diamond stir, and in fact you also get a diffuser like treatment here in the N-line. But the talking point of the town has to be the dual exhaust. Although the sound is slightly changed compared to the normal Creta, it's not exactly exorbitant. मतलब you आप गाड़ी चला रहे हो, but फिर भी you cannot hear the sound in spite of you actually opening the windows, which is a थोड़ा सा let down. Because if it is the N-line performance variant, I really expect that the sound is audible inside. So now the criticized bit of the Creta was that Hyundai decided to have just one reverse light, but thankfully in the N-line things have got slightly better. There are two proper reverse lights here. Of course you have red accents even at the rear. Speaking of color options, you're going to get 3 monotone and 3 dual tone color options in the Creta N-line, with introduction of one new grey matte color, which looks super duper fabulous. Speaking of the boot space, nothing much has changed compared to the normal Creta. 3 bags should be easily possible. A lot of things have cosmetically changed inside the car. Firstly, we get red accents on the AC vents, red accents on the infotainment, red stitching on the seats, red stitching on the steering wheel, red stitching on the door pads as well. That's how much obsessed Hyundai is with red color with the N-line. Honestly, it gives a lot of sporty avatar feeling, but thoda zyada red hai. And speaking of the other changes, you have the N badging on the steering wheel, N badging on the gear lever, and of course things like the front ventilated seats, the panoramic sunroof, magnetic pad, and all these things have been retained from the normal top-end Creta. But if there's something that I really appreciate, that is the presence of lovely streak aluminium pedals, which gives a very sporty feeling to this car. Auto dimming IRVMs for the win. Steering is adjustable for both reach and rake, which is a nice thing. You get wireless charging pad just like the normal Creta. You have different drive and traction modes because this is an automatic car. By the way, another surprising thing is the N8 variant gets a front dash cam. However, the N10 does not get it. That's because N10 gets an ADAS sensor there instead of the dash cam. And even the front driver seat is 8-way power adjustable. Speaking of the rear, first thing that you'll instantly notice is you have this amazing nice neck pillows with inline badging on them. That's the attention to detail. Of course, red here and there in the rear seats as well. Rear AC vents and 2 Type-C charging ports have been retained. Overall, the comfort is good, exactly same as a normal Creta, nothing much to write about. It is so freaking hot right now in Delhi. You cannot do anything about the temperature, but the only thing that you can kind of help yourself with is by using the sun blinds. So driving the Creta N-line in this beautiful Mumbai-Delhi expressway, what a fabulous highway. I mean, you should definitely check this out. So speaking of the mechanical changes in the car, Hyundai claims that the suspension is stiffened now, just like the variation that we had between N-line and the normal i20. And I think that stiffness is fairly evident because when you try to push the car around the corners, जैसे कि बहुत सारे corners मिले हमें, काफी straight road है, but जो भी 1-2 sharp corners थे वहाँ पे push किया, and you will feel that the car is pretty much planted. The body roll is slightly better contained compared to the normal Creta, which has a bit of wavy effect. But that said, that also translates to relatively lesser comfort. So that is something that you'll have to keep in mind, the trade-off that is going to be there between the comfort and handling of the car. And talking about the steering feedback, so right now I'm in the normal mode and I'm going to quickly change the drive mode here. You can see that, this is Eco, Normal and Sport. So right now I'm in the Sport mode, and this is where the fun of the car lies. I can already see that, the exhaust note is slightly better right now. And पहले तो ऐसा लग रहा था कि मतलब although it has proper dual sporty exhaust, कुछ सुनाई नहीं दे रहा था अंदर. Now I can see that, the exhaust note is slightly better. I can comfortably hear the exhaust inside the car. And talking about the steering feedback, this is definitely improved. No second thought on that. Good 9 on 10 in terms of Hyundai's steering feedbacks. Yes, I'm telling about the Hyundai standards because Hyundai used to make very, very feeble steerings earlier, and now things have got much better, especially with the i20 and all that. And with the N-line Creta, in the sport mode especially, you will see that the steering actually weighs considerably good, which is a very good thing for that confidence-inspired driving. And yes, the nice, meaty, chunky aluminum pedals do a fabulous job. So that's about it for the Hyundai Creta N-line. And if I have to conclude this video, I would say that, I would strongly recommend that you pick the N-line over the normal variant, because the difference is just less. It's just 30,000 rupees. For which you're getting not just some cosmetic changes, but the car looks more sportier, has this red essence, and it's going to be more exclusive on the road because there's so many Cretas on the road right now. And with Hyundai going bonkers in terms of sales, you'll find lots and lots of Cretas in the coming days. That's why to have this little distinguishing factor, you can pick the N-line. One of the other reason is that. But ऐसे नहीं कि इस कार में कमियां नहीं है. There are some downfalls in this car. The biggest downfall that I feel is compared to the Seltos, I feel that things like heads-up display is best. I really expected that in the Creta N-line we will definitely have heads-up display, but heads-up display is not there in the Creta N-line. It's a massive opportunity missed by Hyundai. They should really got the HUD here. And the second thing is you don't get things like auto rain sensing wipers. There are no front fog lamps, which are there in the top end similar counterpart of Kia Seltos. Now the irony is Seltos is cheaper than the Creta, so that is the irony that is there. So that is one thing that I'm kind of not able to understand exactly. मतलब ऐसा हुआ क्यों है? But nevertheless, if you are somebody who wants that Hyundai badge for that, the resale value, the safety, the service network or whatever, I think you can pick the Creta over Seltos. Or if you are somebody who wants like every feature possible in the car, then Seltos is the way to go for you. Overall, I mean, it's a good, nice, sweet touch there. And again, I would like to do that, given the fact that it is just 30,000 rupees expensive than the normal Creta, it makes a bang 10 on 10 cents. If you like the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram. And do not miss that reel of the Creta N-line, where we have highlighted all the major points of the Creta N-line on Instagram. See you in the next drive.